What's up, my little Tattle Tells? Listen, we gotta talk about Wendy Williams and what's going on with her show. Listen, we talk about Kim and Kanye, but Wendy Williams is the real queen of gossip. Even when she's not sitting in her throne, she's still giving the streets what they need. What's the latest thing? Y'all, the Wendy Williams show executives are under fire for being racially insensitive and having that decrepit Casper the Friendly Ghost, Michael Rappaport, who's not even funny, in that seat. Now, here's the thing. Michael Rappaport has been one of the, replacement hosts? Not replacement, but I guess interim host for the Wendy Williams show, along with Sherry Shepherd. There's been Leah Remini and Whitney Cummings, of all people. Now, I was a little surprised that Michael Rappaport was even asked back because the weeks he hosted were the lowest rated. In my opinion, Michael Rappaport is not funny. Michael Rappaport is as he is handsome, as he is intelligent. Do with that what you want. I said what I said in my Nene voice, right? But guess what? I'm not the only one that's just like, what is he doing there? Because if you guys don't know, Michael Rappaport was actually chosen by execs to kick off Wendy Williams' show in Black History Month. Now listen, Page 6 is reporting this. Let's get to the article, and you know I'm going to give my funny commentary, okay? Well, I hope you find it funny, right? You might be like, you are the YouTube Michael Rappaport, Tisa. But listen, let's get down to this, right? Now, Page 6 is reporting. Staffers at the Wendy Williams show feel the show has lost its luster in the wake of her absence, and they blame the out-of-touch top brass, right? Mid and low-level producers are miserable, and staffers feel like the bosses are alienating the audience with guest hosts like Michael Rappaport, Leah Remini, and Whitney Cummings. Whitney, where did they pull? But I would take a Whitney Cummings before Michael Rappaport, because remember when Michael Rappaport got roasted on Watch What Happened Live with Kenya Summer Moore, and he tried to clown her, and she's like, I don't want to be. He's like, you want to be me, Kenya, with his fake black scent, right? And she's like, what's that? A fat, unemployed, out of touch, middle-aged white guy? I'll pass. And Michael, because he's not smart enough to use his words, literally left the show and clapped back with a side-by-side picture comparing Kenya Summer Moore, when she had the orange highlights in her hair or the golden highlights in her hair, to an ape. Yeah, he did that. And guess what? His little out of touch, you know what? Well, that's a different story. Let me know if you want more on that. If you don't Google it, Michael Rappaport is a mess. He's one of those people that someone, the least favorite cousin, invited him to the cookout. And because he was at one cookout and somebody gave him a burnt hot dog and a piece of watermelon, he now feels that he can speak on our issues. And he now thinks that he can even insult us and throw, he's the one sitting there, watching us roast each other. And he's like, yeah, N-word. And we're all just like, boy, if you don't take your crusty, musty butt out of here. But let's get back to the story. Let this be a warning. That's why you got to watch who you invite to the cookout, because there's always somebody bringing in Michael Rappaport. So we need to see, instead of taking back Michael Rappaport's invite, because he never had one, maybe we need to take back your invite for inviting him. But let's get into this, right? So the reports say the reason they're so upset is basically they're not factoring in the culture. The all-white management is out of touch with the demographic, which skews mostly African American. And to insult the injury, we're told that the staffers, right, are miffed that Rappaport, no talent, not funny, having Rappaport, who literally, listen, if you can't get a tan because you're afraid that skin's going to crack, please put on some bronzing lotion, something. Doesn't Nivea make some bronzing lotion? If you rub it in after 3 weeks, you look like you might be human. I'm just saying, right? They're miffed that Rappaport, who has had the worst ratings, kicked off the first week of Black History Month with all the anti-black stuff that I think he's done, right? It's like they're programming against the culture instead of leaning into it. Now, here's the thing. I saw this a long time ago. Wendy literally was a disruptor in the usual media. Pick people that look like her or talk like her, to act like her, to actually be there. Now, a lot of people act like Wendy Williams. I remember when Wendy Williams, maybe I'll do an expose of Wendy Williams. I remember how Wendy Williams' rise to fame was, but that's a different story. But I think that they're taking Wendy as being lost, as saying, I don't think they understand what Wendy's magic is. And I think the execs are like, well, we got this audience, so let's see if we can bring it back to people that literally are amused with middle-aged, out of touch, over the hill, out of touch white guys who think they have a finger on the culture. Just because Michael Rappaport like tweets out at Spike Lee, and maybe it's like, yeah, Questlove, yeah, you think he has his finger on the culture? Again, they're trying to pull it back because they want the views and the money of the culture. But if they can kick the culture out, be happy to do that. Now listen to this, right? And remember, I told y'all a long time ago with my videos that I felt like the execs and the network were trying to throw dirt on Wendy's name to force her out. They just had no idea how loyal Wendy's fan base is. But that's the thing. Wendy ain't new to this. She's true to this. Wendy has been building her fan base for over, how long? 15 years? She started in the gutter, literally outing people and letting people know that Method Man's wife had cancer before his family even knew. And now she's sitting there talking hot topics, making everybody giggle. Her growth and transformation has been amazing, right? But I don't think that they realize just how many people rode with her through the years, and they're not leaving just because they're putting somebody else in. But let's get back to this article. They go on to say that the war on Wendy isn't all about race. According to someone else who pointed out that the show's robust roster of black guest hosts, Sherry Shepherd, Remy Ma, oh, I miss Remy Ma, Bevy Smith, and Terrence J are all slated to host this month. They claim Williams' daytime gossip fest became an entirely different show when Remini hosts. What? Okay, I'm gonna let that go because I'm not starting Afro-Latino, and I know Remini's not Afro-Latino, but I'm not starting the Latino Afro wars again. I'm just not. But y'all tried it. It's not all about race. Remini is not a black woman. Wendy is a black woman, and say what you want, we are all the same. But there is a culture that Wendy comes from, that when she sits in that chair, she espouses, and the masses eats up. And the execs just don't get this. And Remini, even though she's from New York, is not a part of that culture. So when she espouses, on and look the other way. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Leah Remini. Do I think she's the right fit for those that host? No, I don't. But I like Leah Remini. But I don't like Michael Rappaport, right? Now here, listen to this though. This is why I like Leah Remini. Another reason why. Leah Remini refuses to do live shows and dish about other celebs because she's the star. Yes, she's too big for her britches, so she's not a competition for our Wendy C. Girl, know your place. That's what I like about you. You're a star. You're too big for Wendy's chair. Now go on and skedaddle so we can get the queen back in place, right? They go on to say, everyone knows people tune into Wendy for hot topics, but Remini refuses to talk about celebs, probably because she's friends with all of them and she doesn't want to offend them. But that's another thing. You need somebody like Wendy who is friendly and can play nice, but they're not afraid to actually say what they feel, okay? They said there's also speculation among insiders that Debmar McCurry, who produces Williams' show, is testing Remini out for her own, so it can become the Leah Remini test show, according to a third insider. Now listen, if Leah Remini can hold a show on her own, God bless her, but girl, get out of Wendy's seat. Remini also comes with diva demands like staying at a suite at the Palace Hotel and special water to drink that's not found in bodegas. Okay, the network tried it because on that, I don't want to hear anybody about diva demands or nothing when honestly, y'all are making money hand over fist. That little $1,200 a night suite and some vitamin water ain't costing y'all nothing. If y'all don't stop being cheap and open your checkbook, the network tried it. They always trying to save money somehow to make us hate the person that asks them to spend, even though they're making millions and oodles and noodles of money, right? Someone goes on to say, but despite allegedly not being liked at the show, execs want her back. I'm sure they do. The execs are literally sailing the Titanic right now. Leah is a true professional and a pleasure to work with. We have invited her back to the show to guest host, and we're working on the dates. Okay, great, but if we don't want her, again, this is what happens with movies and in everything. When you lose touch with the people, and Wendy knew what the people wanted, they're just lost because they think they know the secret sauce and they don't even got the right recipe. Forget about making it right. The secret sauce is like New Orleans, Tennessee honey hot barbecue sauce, and you making like Grey Poupon mustard.